and I have no idea how it's going to work. And also, I have no idea how it works, which is awesome. Hello. Let's do this for now. Clean off the cameras. Better? Better. All right, so in a nutshell, I have 5 platinum palladium prints that need to be completed. They're 24 by 36 inches. And I figured I'd just do it live, literally. No one's here watching. I don't really expect anyone to be here watching, but I thought it might be something fun and different and interesting to do. So yeah, let's just see what happens. I've already done some prep. Let me actually, while we're talking, we'll just warm up the table and we'll flippity flippers. So I've got paper cut. I've got several negatives that have already been made. They're all piezography negatives. They are ready to rock and to roll. So all I have to do now is mix some emulsions and coat the paper and, do the whole process that's making platinum palladium prints. And you'll be here for the ride. So I'm gonna flip this camera again. And the most important part of making prints, being a printmaker, is coffee. There will be a great many moments over the next several hours where we just have nothing to do. So, if anybody shows up, we'll take questions and answers and stuff. And if nobody shows up, then I guess I'll just be here talking to the camera on my own for hours. Which honestly is pretty much normal. So, we are ready to start. This room is at 45% humidity, 75 degrees in here. I'm gonna get a little sweaty while we do this, which is fine. I forgot to start a timer for my table bulb warm-up. So coffee is life. What's up? Hi guys, look at you here. This is my first time. So for those of you who are just joining us, which is all of you, welcome. We're gonna hang out and let these bulbs warm up, and I'll sort of get my life prepped a little bit. I don't have very good angles to shoot this from, really. So we're just gonna make this up as we go. See, we're on a shelf, which is great. Oh God, I'm so bad at this, you guys. I can't even tell you how bad at this I am. And then it just wants to fall off. Crushing it. All right, a little bit of prep. Making some 24 by 36 platinums for hours. I'm gonna be here for hours. We're just gonna do this forever. Or until I get sick of it. Or until I get one that turns out really bad. And then I'll quit for the day. So I've got my bulbs warming up. Whoa. We're gonna do this one first because it's actually the hardest image to pull off. You can't tell because of how reflection everything is in here, but it's a leopard reclining in a tree, taking a nap. And we're gonna make a platinum print. So I'm gonna get rid of my weights. Can you guys hear me as I wander around? I thought about putting in my AirPods and seeing if it would use that microphone, but it might be worth trying. Should we try? See if it'll connect. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, for the one of you that's here, how's that sound quality? Did it change? Chat viewing options, live chat. Welcome to live chat. Thank you. Very helpful. Audio sounds good. Thank you. Melanin halide. Is that how I say that? Melanin times halide? Reading is hard. All right, so if you can still hear me now, that would be ideal. That would be the best of all the worlds. And this is actually the back of this sheet of paper. And it's dusty because my lab has been sitting for 3 weeks while I was gone on vacation. So I'm going to try and dust off the back of this sheet before I flip it. I'm just using one of the brushes I have sitting around for that. Ugh. Oh man, it's so freaking warm in here. I can't even tell you. So, timer's up for the bulb warm up. So we'll turn the table off. Crushing it. This paper is face down so that it could chill out while I was gone on vacation. So we'll flip. Love it. Oh, there's a sound and a feel to properly humidified paper. This is excellent. So now we're going to kind of get a line up here. See what we see. I don't always mark out my edges with a pencil, but today I think I will. You know, I just mark like a little outside of the corner. So if the corner's here, I'll mark like 2 millimeters outside of it just so that I double extra know that I covered it. Doing great. Beautiful. Okay, got my corners marked. Now the fun part, we're going to do the emulsion and the coat. For image number 1. Give myself a little more room on this table. Love it. Okay, emulsion. Coffee. Coffee, then emulsion. Emulsion, then coffee. Okay, I'm just seeing what there is to see. That's all. Okay, so we'll move you. Oh my gracious. My phone, which is how we're streaming, is on top of one of my printers. It's a little precarious. It's always a terrible idea to keep consumables near chemistry. So I'm going to put this back. Okay. So this emulsion is going to be pure palladium, 12 milliliters each of ferric oxalate and palladium. And then we'll add a little bit of tween in just to see if it's going to help the coat at all. I'm going to be using the slightly large espresso mug cup things. Eric Johnson says, I need a bird's eye view of the light table. This will be like a bird's eye view of the light table, except it'll be from where you are. I'm so sassy. Can't turn it off. So we're using these little pipette looking things. Always start with ferric oxalate because it's less expensive. What did I say? 12 and 12? Of course, these are only 10 at a time, so I got to do 10 and 2. Whee! There's 10. Good. And 2. So that's 12 ferric oxalate. Then, same thing again, but in the expensive stuff. Palladium, which is frickin' right around $2,000 an ounce right now. I'd say that costs plenty. Since I'm doing an edition of these prints, I'm using all fresh chemistry from new, fresh bottles. We're going to do the same chemistry all day for these bad boys. So 10 and 2. Doop, 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 doop. Ooh. There it is. 10. Isn't this riveting, you guys? Watching water drain. And then 2. What's great is that this emulsion in these coffee cups really does look just like coffee. Always recap your bottles. We're going to add in just a touch of tween. Oh, I'm out of tween. We're not going to use any tween. I wonder if I have any more. Ooh. Ooh. Nope, no more tween. Which actually is probably a good thing because this batch of paper that I'm using, which is Arche Platine, spelled arches but pronounced arche or more French than that, is not supposed to like tween. So we'll try it without. So we should be ready to roll. I'm going to use the Mongo brush because I'm still trying to practice with this. This is a 8-inch brush, and I've been using it as much as I can, like anytime I can have an excuse to work with it, just to see how good I can get with it, how well I can learn with it. I'm used to using single 4-inch brushes that are much narrower and also thinner. Like this part of the brush is a lot thinner. So working with the big thick boys is difficult. I'm going to go get this wet. I only have enough hands to do that on my own, so you don't get to come. I'll be right back. Here's a question though. Can you still hear me? Because if you can still hear me, that means the microphone is on my AirPods, which is awesome. And I'm allowed to walk away from the camera. And if you can't hear me anymore and it's just empty, dead air, then that would be sort of sad. I could be in here taking a piss and you would never even know. Of course I'm not. Okay, could you hear me? Hey, thanks, Zach. I appreciate that. I love it. This is going to work great right up until my phone battery and my AirPods battery run out. So I got a nice moist brush. When I get you can see that my hands are wet coming off of it. I'm going to leave a lot of moisture in this brush, like probably too much, just because the brush is so thick and I really don't want it absorbing my, very expensive chemistry. So this is going to be like a bird's eye view, but it's going to be a table's eye view. And what I'm going to do 5 of these today. So we'll try different angles kind of as we go along, and maybe we'll go get like a C-stand or something and you can watch top down. Like I'm going to be doing this for forever, for ages, for always. Okay. You'll have to pardon my idiocy here. That's about as good as you're going to get. Don't mind the shadows you see on these. These are from the line that's hanging in here. It's got a bunch of clips on it. Get those out of the way because they actually do screw up what I'm looking for when I'm trying to see if I'm getting an even coat. So I got corner, 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 corner. Wow, you can only see 2 of those. That's great. Theoretically, this is enough emulsion. And this is expensive, so I really hope this is enough. Ready? You ready? I like to start in one corner and kind of work my way across. This is like super weird doing it with this massive 8-inch brush. It's so much more difficult. But it dries so much more evenly. It's like the happy medium between a brush coat and a rod coat using this ridiculous giant brush. Like this whole swipey motion I'm doing is not how I would usually do that with a small brush, but it works so well with this one. It's so cool. It does tend to be a little bit more splatter-y because the bristles are so big and I'm moving it kind of fast and it tends to splatter around a little bit, but it's not too bad. The only real trick is to not drag the metal ferrule through the emulsion, because the emulsion hates getting into contact with metal of any kind. I've got some unevenness up here, so we'll just add a little. And then I kind of tack my way around the whole print, work on like a cool, hippie, dippy brushstroke thing going on here. It's okay to go beyond the bounds of the image, but it's not okay to go inside the bounds of the image. And the more overcoat I give myself, honestly, the happier I am at all times. Back over here. That is reasonably even. I feel pretty good about that. It looks more even on the camera than it is in real life, but I think that's going to do the job. So we'll pick you up so you can see the whole kit and caboodle here. Flip. So you can see the paper is kind of gaining some ripples and some character because it's absorbing all this moisture, which is super cool. But the coat's reasonably even. It looks weird here because the paper's doing one of these right there. It's hard to tell on like a 2D whatever camera experience. This bad boy needs to dry for about, I don't know, 5 minutes probably. So that gives us time for coffee. Most importantly, above all things, coffee. Usually like this time of the day, I've already got my printing done and I've done all the important things for my existence. And today's the opposite of that. I'm just getting started for the important things today. And it's like, whatever, 2 o'clock or whatever time it is. So, we got 5 minutes to kill. The table's warmed up. I'm essentially ready to do the exposure once this paper dries down. If you have any questions, now is a great time for them. Otherwise, we're all just going to stand here and gaze lovingly into each other's eyes. I'd probably change the thumbnail of this video to me just like doing that for 5 minutes. This is where you need like some lo-fi printing beats. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Yeah. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to kill time. What's the image I'm printing today? So I have 5 different images. It's all African wildlife by a photographer named Angela Bramson. I represent her at Monochrome Gallery. We have a show going up in August, and these are being added to it. It's all going to be, the whole show is going to be African wildlife. Super cool. I have another photographer who's going to be joining in on that show. His name is Alex. He's actually the Alex who does all the video work. He's not here today. He's out taking pictures because he's a badass photographer in addition to being a videographer. So he'll have a couple images. I can't really show you what the image looks like because it's a negative, but it's cool. The image we're working on right now is a leopard reclining in a tree that's like way out there, like far away. So it's this whole like camouflage thing. You'll see it when we develop it. Usually when we do these like lab time videos, we take my entire day of printing and cut it down to like 20 minutes. And we've already been going for 20 minutes and we aren't even close to doing the first print. That's how it goes. So yeah, we're just chilling hard right now. Typically what I would do at this point is either put on some YouTube or just like put on some music and like jam out, you know? But I'm pretty sure that if I do either of those things, there's going to be a copyright claim that happens on this video, which doesn't matter because I don't make any money on YouTube. Like we got few enough subscribers that I actually can't make money on these videos yet, which is cool. So, but you know, regardless, I don't want to like throw down and like raise money for other bands. Actually, I kind of do want to do that. Put on some music that I like, and then all of you would definitely run away screaming because the music that I like is definitely not like chill beats to print to. You know what I mean? Chill beats to print to. That'll be my new playlist. I'll see if I can make one. That'll be fun. But honest to goodness, like, get the paper set up. You can actually watch it dry. It goes from glossy and yellow to almost like a proper matte finish and like orange. It's not orange like Home Depot orange, but it's definitely orange. So I'll just like chill out for 5 or 10 minutes, depending on the humidity. It's frickin' humid today. This is like if I lived in the Midwest or anywhere that was humid. And, you know, ambient humidity outside is 50% plus. So it's going to take a little longer to dry, but it will dry more even because it's nice and humid. So, you know, what do you do? You're not supposed to touch the emulsion. I always do anyway, because that's life, you know? I'm going to put on a little Muzak. Might as well. I'll just show you my super clean, very minimalist, carefully organized computer setup. What I would love is if I could like pull up the stream on my computer and I can actually see what's going on here, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I also know nothing about YouTube Live. This is my first time, man. Let's do some deep house. Hello. We'll just get that going in the background, and then I'll lose all rights to this video. It'll be great. Literally just killing time. See if I can pull up the chat here. Dude, vibing it. Okay, I can see this. I can see me, and I can see the chat. Man, Zach, you're on it, bro. Thanks for that, YouTube. You're doing great. Sweet. I love that this is a thing. I don't love that you're looking at my back as we hang out here, but whatever. All right. Sweet. I just like to be able to see what you guys are saying, because on the phone it's like super tiny. So we'll just do this. Lovely. If you have questions, drop them in the chat. Or not. That's cool too. And yes, I was watching Peter McKinnon earlier. This is his new temporary studio video. I'm into it. Okay, let's check out. Let's check out what's going on over here. We'll go over here. I'll bring you with me. Let's just see. So earlier, you could probably see that there was a little reflection to it. And now, it's much more, it's still not dry, but you can see it's matte. It's not as reflective and as glossy. And the paper's also flattened out a little bit. It's not quite as whoopity whoopity woo. So, still needs like 5 minutes. I do notice some splatter marks where my emulsion went running off the side of the table. So I'm just going to clean those up real quick. Love it. Sweet. Hi, look, people are chatting in the chat where chats go. ASMR platinum printing. So is that like where I don't talk? That's ASMR, right? I can stop talking, you guys. That's fine. You don't have to say you need ASMR. I do actually have a really good audio recorder And so we could definitely do that. Just the dripping of the chemistries and the scraping of the brush. Scraping's not the right word. I don't know what sound a brush makes, but that sound. It would be very quiet though. Like the whole episode would just be like I'd put my headbuds in. Headbuds? I'd put my earbuds in and we'd turn on the sound recorder and it would be like me shuffling around the room and pouring water on the ground and doing all the weird things that I would then do. Aw, aw, aw. You guys are great. My voice is great. That's funny. Let's see. I'm going to put the link for this in the not the Dropbox, the Discord server that we have, just so all the photo weirdos over there know that it's happening. I'm doing a YouTube live experiment, printing a bunch of 24 by 36 inch platinums. Feel free to join. Paste. Send now. I have 107 people on that Discord. How cool is that? That's pretty neat. 107 photo nerd weirdos hanging out. What is that, like a 5-second delay? That's pretty cool. Maybe 3 seconds. Maybe 5 seconds. The video's up, so we gotta. I can't have that. Where's the chat? That's what we need. Love it, love it, love it. Can you have the Discord link? Shit. Yeah, let me find that. I'll make a new one just for you guys. How's that? All right. Never expires. No limit. Generate a new link. Copy. Discord server link. There you go. I can't see your username. It just says B. Is that your username? Because that's cool. I have never coated platinum on Baryta paper. I've never coated platinum on anything that's not a matte finish paper, and to my knowledge, it can't be done. The problem with fancy also papers is that most of them are not designed to absorb chemistry, which is what I need this paper to do. I have to be able to feed this thing like, 30 milliliters of emulsion and have the paper accept it and then hold it while it's wet for over an hour. That's the trick. Like, you can coat stuff and expose stuff, but the development where you develop it and it gets wet and you clear it where it stays wet and then you wash it. The paper struggles with that, and anything that's not designed specifically to like absorb stuff and keep it, it just strips the emulsion, or it strips the image right out, or it strips the emulsion off, or the paper itself falls apart. So if there's a Baryta paper, or even like a semi-gloss, any paper that's not like a serious matte finish, I would be totally down to try that, but I haven't seen it. Ship me a box, B. I'm into it. I'll print anything you want on that paper. I think that would be fun. That's always been the problem with platinum, is the Dmax is like not great. Like, if you get a Dmax of 1.4 in a platinum print, you're doing good. Versus silver gelatin, you should be getting 2 point something plus, right? So the blacks in platinum are just not as black. But if I could do that on a paper and it holds up, 2.1, damn girl. Okay, I'm super into it. Do you make it? Who makes it? What paper? Tell me words. If you guys are watching the chat, B apparently has the hookups. So I'm stoked on it. Sweet. He's going to message me on the Discord and join the Discord like all the cool kids do. Let's see. Yeah. Let's try this. We'll try one. I'm going to put you guys over here so you can see what's up. So I'm going to run my hand just kind of lightly over the surface of the paper so you can see there's a big hump right here. This is nice and even. Yeah, it's dry enough. It's dry enough for the girls I go with. I didn't say that. You didn't hear it. All right, so we're going to stick the negative on this. This is going to be the bottom. So we're just going to grab this bad boy. Holy shit. Sweet. So, it's a good thing that's not reflective at all, you know what I mean? So you can see some of the detail on the tree. There's a cat right there. Meow. And you can see the reflections of all the artwork. So, yeah, that's what we're printing. This table, luckily, is heavy enough that it should hold it all pretty flat. So we'll just put this back up here. Oh, God. It's getting weird, guys. I have no idea how to camera. We'll do this, and we'll just include some of the bookshelf because you're welcome. Now we'll use our extremely complicated, very expensive lifting method. One of these days I'll get a motor for that. Check the alignment on the paper, on the negative. Maximum wingspan. And I hold them together as a sandwich and then lay them in there. Make sure there's no negatives in the table. That's always good. I've done that before. Then I drop it down. And then I usually like to look because sometimes it's hard to tell. So you just come down underneath the old table here and look, see the orange border to make sure that nothing shifted in any dramatic fashion. That looks pretty good. So we'll set a timer and turn on the table. Can you see that? Why not? So this system is calibrated for 5 minutes, so 5 minutes it is. Rock and roll. Now we got another 5 minutes to kill. Boosh. The only problem with this system is that I turn on the table, whatever, right? Get it going. Got my timer on my watch and I forget it. Then I go wander off and go do something else. Or a customer comes in and I go up front and then I have to literally run back to this room and turn off the table. Not today. I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere. Can I do this? That would be super cool. Totally. It's not sketchy at all. Love it. Let's see. Back to the old chatteroonies. What does my mug say? Is that flipped for you guys? It's flipped on my end. Distractions do happen. Look at all the fucking stars. Coffee good. Earlier, Zach asked, what have I been shooting for myself? The last video, which was, or not the last video, but a week ago on Saturday, there was 8x10 extravaganza, whatever video, and that's what I've been shooting. I've just been like shooting all the moments and things in my life on 8x10 film. because I'm still learning how that system works, how the process is, all of it. And it's super fun to just shoot 8x10. I really enjoy it. Yeah. Like it's not even like fine art, high concept, anything. It's occasional portraits, mostly landscapes. Basically me having an excuse to learn a new system and figure out what the heck is going on with 8x10 and, proper large format in general. B says, do we do silver gelatin printing? I don't do silver gelatin printing unless there's an emergency. Taylor Mahoney, who's also in the chat, is a prolific, experienced silver gelatin printer. He's the guy. So I do the platinum, the piezo, the inkjets, and the file work. Taylor does anything that involves film and silver gelatin, whether that's projections or contacts. He's been printing silver gelatin for 1,000 million years, and he's real good at it. So yes, the royal we, do silver, but not me. Let's see, 2 minutes left. Shout out to Tay. He's the man. I think he's watching right now. In my office, I have this great camera that shows me what's happening on the outside of the lab. That's like the retail area. So Taylor's there hanging out with Moose. We got a framing customer in right now. And in 5 seconds, if he's watching the video, he'll see this. He's also having a snack. He must have moved on from the YouTube. Shucks. I was kind of hoping he'd look up and wave. He probably hopped in and hopped right back out again. All good. Getting there, guys. 1 minute left. I've gotten pretty good at living my life 5 minutes at a time. Like when we're mounting prints, it's like 5 or 6 minutes. When I'm making platinum prints, it's a 5 minute exposure, 5 minutes in each of the baths is what it used to be. 5 minutes, like you do something long enough, you start to be able to feel it and figure out like, oh yeah, 5 minutes. Getting there. If I was smart, we would have used this time to go set up the chemistry. But I'm not smart. And I didn't. 29 seconds. I like the idea of an ASMR version of this video. Problem is that I'm so twitchy and tappy, especially with coffee on board, that I'm like walking around being dumb. Maybe that's part of the experience, Maybe not. All right, 5 minutes. Boosh. So, let's go double check the trays real quick. Hello. All right, so this will be our development tray. This will be a clearing bath, and then this will be the clearing bath. And then once I've gotten one here, we'll be in the wash, which is in the silver gelatin darkroom in Taylor's world. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go grab that print and bring it in here. And then we'll do a development. I'm going to set you guys here for a second next to the thermos. Hello. My chair can probably relax. Oh yeah, freaking sick. Okay, so you guys probably can't see that very well, but I've got reasonably good printout. And why don't you just come with me here? Sweet. Look at that. All right, now we got to figure out an angle for you guys. I got a bird's eye. Should we try that? This may or may not work. I'm using one of those like Gorilla Pod things for your phones. And this is like, that's pretty good, all things considered. All right, developer. We're using potassium oxalate, and we're going to use a fair bit of it. I'm going to use basically that whole frickin' jug and just splash the shit out of this thing. Just reorganizing some buckets. Let's see, can you see that? Nope. Sweet. You didn't want to see that anyway. That one's got too much platinum in it. Okay, so gloves. All right. Let's make sure I didn't totally screw the pooch on that. Oh yeah, that looks good. Just gonna, good. Good. All right, here's the fun part. Beautiful. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And since we're doing this at room temperature, I'm going to let it develop for like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. It should look a little light at this stage. But that looks pretty good, all things considered. Got a really good contrast out of that. I'm very pleased. Nothing quite like that moment of development where you just see the thing come to life. Love it. All right, we're going to let him sit in there for a second, and I'm going to start working on clearing bath. And all I'm going to do for that is kind of put you there. All right, so clearing baths I do as a mix of tetrasodium EDTA and sodium sulfite. So I'll bring these over here so you guys can see what's up. This is my developer jug. Those are my clearing bath chemicals. And magic trick with this crap is hot water. Lots of hot water. All right, so these are going to be several liters apiece. So that's 6 tablespoons of sodium sulfite, or 12 of EDTA. And that'll be 6 liters of water by the time we're done. This stuff is not particularly harmful. You don't want to drink it. You don't really want to get it in your eyes, but you have a little bit of leeway. You don't really want to get it in your developer either. I'm going to go ahead and mix the other one while we're here. Because why not, you know? Wow, there's 14 people in here. Look at you guys. We'll do one of those. What did I say? 6 and 12? Pretty sure. I think I'm in that frame. Can't see because the phone's backwards. How many of you were counting? Did I get it right? I'm pretty sure I lost count there for a second. Four. Six. Gloves the old rinsey poo here. Now we can transfer that print from one bath to the next. Oh God. I'm such a professional camera person. Okay. I'll even do it so it faces you guys. That's how much I love you. Wow, isn't that cool? There she is. Gonna go ahead and let the developer drain since I'm gonna be reusing it. So I just let it drip off the bottom corner there. Basically until I get sick of waiting. Patience is not my strong suit. Okay, once it gets to a dripping, I typically feel fine about it. Nice. And you'll see it goes orange like almost instantly. as we start to pull the highlights out, you can watch it just, oof, chemistry goes from clear to orange. Just kind of cool. So we're going to agitate this bad boy on and off for 15 minutes. And while that happens, we'll start the next coat, do the next image. Just work at full production mode. So I'm going to go as fast as I can, as fast as I dare, while still being hopefully able to achieve some sort of quality. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the developer, put it back in its bottle. Can I do that? I can almost do that. Sorry guys, I'm sorry I'm such a terrible videographer. Someday, when I'm a grown-up, I'll know how to do camera things. This goes back in there. Give it a little rinse. This is not like, the objective here is not to clean it, it's just to get most of the chemistry out of it so that when I wipe it down to dry it, because it has to be dry for each new print. When I wipe it down to dry it, hopefully, I'm not wiping a bunch of chemistry out of it, it's just mostly water. So at that point, the gloves come off. Give it a cursory dry. And then we'll do that again in like 10 minutes when this new sheet of paper is coated and exposed and ready. So now, next step is the next image. So we'll just move on. Sweet. I'm gonna turn the fans on in here actually. It's so freaking humid. It's driving me nuts. Whoa. I'm gonna turn on my timer as well. Oh my gracious. Try and plug in this gray lab and I'm not smart enough. There. I'm gonna do like 2 15-minute clearing baths on these. It's not gonna hurt them because we're using reasonably dilute clearing bath. And there's only 2 ways to ruin a platinum print that I really know of. One is to under clear it, and the other is to underwash it. So I over clear and overwash all the time. All right, we're an hour into this. I'm trying to see how my phone battery is holding up. We're doing all right. Eventually I'll plug it into a thing. We're ready for additional also emulsion. How's that angle for you? Is that okay for you? It's great for me, so that's all that really matters. 12 and 12. Same pipettes for the same chemistry. I have a little bit left over, like just a skosh. And I'll just let the leftovers accumulate over time. I'm not worried about it. Maybe by the end I'll get a free print out of it. You know what I mean? So. Ten. And 2. Now the expensive one. 10 and 2. There it goes. 10. Two is a lot harder to see, I'll tell you what. Oh. too. Good. And that last coat actually went super well with no tween, so I'm into it. We'll just keep on keeping on. I'm gonna give myself a little swirly swirlers, and then we're ready to prep the paper. So, lower you down here a little bit. I'm gonna go grab a sheet of cardboard for this table because I've got chemistry on it now, and I don't want chemistry on it now. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, here we go. Now I'm talking. This will just give me a barrier between what happens on the table, and if I screw something up or I'm splashing chemistry around, a cardboard will be the victim and not my expensive foam core tabletop. So, crushing it. It's a sheet of paper. Oh, dusty as hail. Dusty as hail. Just wipe this bad boy off a little. This is the back of the paper, so it doesn't really matter. It just drives me a little insane is all. So, beautiful. Little inspection of the old paper there. Just see what we're looking at. I'm looking for big black spots, dust, hair, dings, scratches. Basically anything that's on the paper that doesn't belong that's going to get in the way of my emulsion. Okay. We're going to do this guy next, which interestingly is one of my favorites from this series. It's a wild dog or a hyena. I don't know the difference. It's not the kind of image you see a lot when you're looking at African wildlife shows. It's from behind. You can't see the animal's face. Nobody's eaten anything. Like there's just, it's different, you know? It's not an elephant. It's not a big cat. This is one of those images where I feel like I'm really in the moment with, you know, what was captured. And I like that. It's fun. It's different. Okay. So we'll move him out of the way. And we'll coat. I assume you guys don't need to see my face while I'm coding because I just make dumb faces. I'm trying to concentrate. Got my big dumb brush. Got my emulsion. Ready? Good. Crushing it. I'm always being mindful of how much emulsion I'm using and how much I have left. So sometimes I'll spread and spread and spread and spread. And sometimes I'll just not even bother and just add more. And that's all dependent on how much I have left in my little cup over here. Oh man, that's nice and even is what that is. Catch my back corner here. And the top corner. I know a lot of people prefer the rod coat, and rods definitely have their advantages. Problem is, I make so many different size prints that having a different rod for each size of print is just, it's kind of a lot. You know, we don't standardize anything really. It's all just what it is. The brush is just easier. All right. Not bad. About the same amount left over as last time. One big sploosh up here. Just clean that up off my old cardboard there. Oh, that's pretty good. So you can see, let's see if we can show the gloss of fresh coat like that. You see how you get that reflection from the lights above, like down here, if the phone will focus? And how it's kind of a brightish yellow? That's what will change to a darker orange and it gets less glossy over time. While we're waiting, we agitate. This is when it gets like more interesting because I have multiple prints in progress at the same time. So come in here, we agitate this to continue the clearing batch process. And all I do is just pick the one corner of the tray. Where's my hand? Oh my God. You know, rock and roll. So it took me 10 minutes to do the emulsion and coat the paper. And we've got 5 minutes left before I move this print out of its current bath into the next one. So hopefully we'll be able to hear that alarm when it goes off. I've noticed I have a habit of doing this as I walk through doors. It's not very flattering. That's easier, and you get to see more of what's going on. So, you know, I'm new to this. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Back at the old computer. Got 5 minutes to kill, basically. The bulbs are still warm, so I don't have to warm those up again or do really anything fancy. I just get to hang out and wait. Okay, back in the chats. Let's see. Thanks, Zach. You're doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks, man. Victor, I prefer the brush strokes around the edges too. The people who do rod coating, I typically find are the same kind of people who like to not show any border around the print at all. They just go image to clean white border, which has its place. But it's harder to tell that it's like a handmade platinum print that way. You know? You know what I mean? There's something about it that, like, even if you matte out the brush strokes, like what we do when we're presenting most of these is we either matte out the brush strokes entirely or we show like a 1/4 inch of black all the way around. I don't know. To each their own, right? Ay, ay, ay. Just cruise through the Discord. Middle of the day, nobody's on the Discord, which is cool. Hey, look, Zach and B are both on Discord now, so good for you guys. I'm really excited about B's, the suggestion that B had to do Barita Platinum. I think that would be incredible. I have to do a whole new calibration for it, obviously. Worth it, though. I'm into it. Stoked. It's 76.5 degrees in here at 50% humidity, and I am sweating. It's hot. Like 75 degrees, who cares? But at humidity, in an enclosed space with no air movement, like intentionally, there's no, like I can't run the fans or whatever, open the doors. Woof, woof. Oh, thank you, Delano? Bumping Victor's question about developer, it doesn't expire. No. So the developer for platinum palladium, the potassium oxalate, you can use pretty much endlessly. I know there's a woman who's been using the same developer for like 40 years. The longer you use it, the more of an orange tone you tend to get in your prints. And sometimes you'll get a lower contrast out of it too. All you have to do is give it like a little splash of replenishment because the paper does consume some of it over time. But aside from that, you can just use it forever. No big deal. So what I will typically do is every time I do a massive print, I have to mix 5 gallons of developer, which is a whole bunch. And then I'll keep that and I'll work my way through it. So it's all been used once already. And then I'll just kind of work my way through it until it gets older and older and older. And I'll just start labeling like old, really warm developer, fresh, high contrast, neutral developer. And you kind of work your way around it. You can also screw around with the temperature of the developer, and that will change the tone of the print. So the warmer, like above room temperature your developer is when you develop the print in it, the warmer your print will be. So we're using room temperature development for a reasonably neutral print. But if I wanted to do like warm, like near sepia, we would do like 150 degrees. And we just take the developer and heat it, and then you'd get much warmer. The development time is pretty much consistent. You don't have to screw with it. It's like at room temperature, it's like a minute. Anything above like 100 degrees is near instantaneous. There's no reason to keep the print in the developer for very long. So yeah, times are like, don't worry about it. You could leave it in the developer for as long as you want, or you can take it out as soon as it looks good. No big deal. Thank you, Delano. Words are hard. For contributing and for everyone who's doing chats. Hear that noise? The sound of my people. Okay already. Jeez. That's good. Okay, so that is a timer for like 1.5 things. That's time to move the earlier print to this new clearing bath. I could wear gloves to do this, but I'm not gonna. Again, a little bit of draining, a little drainage. See if I can do this so you can see it. Hot damn, that looks so cool. This cat, this leopard or cheetah or whatever he is, has the biggest full belly I've ever seen on an animal and is just having the biggest freaking nap right now. Beautiful. So, got another clearing bath going, got another timer going. That means it's time to start the washer. So we are going to go into the silver gelatin darkroom around the obstacle course that I've created for myself in this middle room, which is always kind of terrible. You never know in this room, in this building. We're not, so this is our huge custom print washer. I'm going to boot it up, get some water moving through it so that in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, when that print is done in its clearing bath, this washer is closer to full. It's the washer. Yeah, anyway. So at any given time, during a production mode like this, we'll have 2 to 3 images being rotated in and out of different parts of the process. On a really good day, I could get like 4 or 5 of these done if everything is cooperating. And if it's not like all systems go, firing on all cylinders, then I'll only get a couple done. And I get to come in the next day and continue, which is fine. No big deal. So that timer was theoretically also to check how dry this is. It's not even close yet. So we will continue to wait. And you guys can all check out the back of my head and we'll see what's going on in the chat. I think what's going to happen is we're going to cut this video, this whole however many hour long live experience. We're going to cut it down into something that's not 5 hours long and publish it as its own video. Cut out all these like down moments where we're just chilling out doing nothing, unless it's better to just like have it run. I think the ASMR version we do of this, which we will do now because I'm stoked on it, we'll do that with no talking, no breaks. We'll just, however long I'm printing for is the sounds you'll hear and the sights you'll see. But I kind of have to do that like on a day that it's closed almost, or that the shop is closed, because there's so many people that wander in and out of this place during the day. You know? Do you know what I mean? 15 people watching right now, staring at the back of my head. Check this out. You got cool new hats on the shop. 8x10s. I'm going to run a timer for another 5 minutes just to see. Like, I kind of like every 5 minutes I'll check the dryness of the print. But until then, we'll just hang out here and everyone leaves the video because I'm boring. Or not, or you can stick around. Hey, Zach introduced himself on the Discord. Welcome. Oh, dude, you're from the UK? That's awesome. You do need a dual monitor setup like this. These are dual matte finish 27s from AOC. Highly recommend. They calibrated instantly. Super easy. Zach, you're from England. Are you in England right now? What time is it in the UK? What time in England? Oh, it's not that bad. 9:45. I would definitely be asleep if I was living in England. I was in bed real early last night. I'll tell you what, I go to bed early. Sorry, 21:45, because you guys tell time like intelligent people. And Americans are like, it's 9:45. Well, AM or PM? Well, shit, I don't know. 21:45 is better. It's better. You know what else is better? The metric system is better. Everything we do for printing, liters, milliliters, metric. Except for inches, which is how we measure everything. They actually cut paper different sizes for the US market, and it's measured in inches. The European paper sizes are slightly different and are standardized in centimeters, at least for some papers. Hot shit. This really is what my life is like. Like when there's no video here, when you're not watching, and I'm doing a print day like this, put on some music, literally stand around for 5 minutes while I wait for the paper to dry. Just chilling. Drinking lots of water. I'll tell you what. Maybe I should also do this on the Hidden Light Discord channel, like one of the voice channels, and we can all like actually have a conversation about it. But for this first experiment, we'll just do this way. It's fine. Let's check that paper again. Don't you like my horizon leveling? Oh yeah, that's good enough to be going on with. I like to print right on the edge of tacky. Like, I like to live dangerously, and a lot of the times I'll print where it's like, I'm not sure if the emulsion on my negative is going to plate to this or not. I get really good contrast that way, and that's kind of where I like to hang out. So we'll put this wild dog, which maybe, I don't think, is the same as a hyena, up here. Oh yeah, big overcoat on that. Give myself lots of room. That's nice. Okay. We will lift up the old lifter. So this tabletop is made of 2x4s and I think 3/4 inch plywood. And then I've got foam core on the top. So it's actually reasonably heavy, and it's what holds these prints flat while I'm making them. Timer's going off. It says, check your paper. Thanks, man. I did. Double check that I moved the negative from last time. Yeah, I did. Drop it down. Oh, God. My ropes are getting all tangled up there. I don't even know how that happens. Let's adjust this real quick. No matter how many times I and re-rig this, these ropes always get super tangled. It's the worst. Let's see. Just go under here and check real quick. Everything's where it belongs. 5-minute timer because we're calibrated with piezoography, so 5 minutes. Here we go. Now we got another 5 minutes to kill. I have to like set up. You guys ever watched The Martian? I've always wanted to do a setup where there's like, like a half dozen GoPros all over the place. And as I walk through, we creatively cut from one to the next. And we'll just put a microphone in each room and have someone just control the cameras as we go through and just boom, 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 boom. I think that would be really fun. Oh, Zach's Googling. Hyenas are not the same as the African wild dog. Sweet. This guy's super adorable. Yeah, that movie, The Martian, is one of my favorites, and I love the whole. It just feels like kind of natural, where you see him just living his life, and then he'll cut and break the fourth wall and address the camera. Of course, while he's doing it, he's like vlogging. He's doing it for science purposes. We could do the same basic thing, We do like a top down on the coding station, a couple other camera angles. I think that would be fun. But I have to then have multiple cameras and then like the controller thing that you use to switch between them, and it would be a whole thing. I need another person here to control all that and to sit around while I sweat and make prints. And the whole reason we're doing this today is because Alex isn't around, and so I'm responsible for both printmaking and content creation, which is a terrible idea. Like, I can do it, but it's very, very chill. Yeah, Platinum Palladium reality show, says Victor. Totally. Yes, that's what's happening. It's good. we'll get like 5 platinum palladium printers, which is like all there are in the world, into one lab and have them compete. Make the best print. That would be funny. 2.5 minutes left. We're halfway there. It's good. I see like 4 of you in the chat, like hanging out, being homies, out of the 15 people that are watching right now. So those of you in the chat, thanks. You're keeping me amused while I'm trying to fill dead air, basically. Although maybe dead air is not so bad, you know? Especially with this deep house we got. I'm vibing. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's working for me. And you just can see me sit here and wiggle. Platinum Palladium Chef. That's good. Yeah, I'll be, what's his name? Gordon Ramsay with all the swearing. Check this out. I just plugged in my sign. I'll just be wandering around berating everyone while they're trying to print. I think that would be really fun for me. We are actually looking at doing like a series of workshops. And so we're going to have like multiple people in here printing at the same time, just without the swearing and verbal abuse. Probably. Probably. You never know. I might just lose my shit. Victor says he's been tempted to learn platinum palladium printing with his medium format film to make some desk-sized prints. When you say, yeah, you know what you should try? 2 1/4. Hey, special guest Taylor Mahoney. He's the silver gelatin guy. I got some inks. Thanks, bro. Mm-hmm. You guys made me ink. Love it. Thank you.
Negative supply stuff too.
Ooh, we got negative supply?
Got the basic kit. Is that for sale?
That's for sale. It's $900.
Is that what the retail is in that? What about the clippies?
The clips are for you. So we run between 40 and 100 rolls a week of film. We're pretty new to like volume film processing, and there's my 5-minute timer. And so we always run out of the clips to hang the film from. So I went ahead and bought Taylor a huge amount, 100 more film hanging clips. So he's excited about that. We're now a negative supply dealer, which I think is kind of fun. Negative supply is what you use to scan your film. What we use at the lab here to scan everyone's film. So, yeah. Yes, that 5-minute timer, I did let it go a little long. Listen, hold on. There's another timer going off. If we wait long enough, the rest of the staff in the building will start yelling at me. We'll turn that off for now. Okay, guys, there's a lot going on. This is what happens. So we just finished one exposure, and I've got one print that needs to come out of the wash to the wash. I've got a full right there. I'm going to give myself both of these additional wash blades. See if I can flood the lab. Whee! Okay, so now I'm ready to bring that print in. Can't do that while I hold the phone, so I'm going to go grab it. I'll bring it in here. This is the ASMR you really need. You guys hear all the water running and the fans going, and it'd just be like a white noise session, which I know I'm kind of into, especially if we do it on like a thunderstormy day. You know, Flagstaff's been getting great thunderstorms. All right, so big beautiful kitty going in the back. In slot number 1 of 4. By the time I'm done with the last print, it should be ready to come out. So get those on there. Turn the water down just a skosh. Crushing it. I'm having fun. All right. So our exposure just finished. I'm going to wipe my hands on this towel here. And I'll set you guys back up for the top-down experience of development. If I can. Oh, God. Hold on, shit's coming loose. Stand by. Orientation. Okay. I'm only losing my mind a little bit. We're doing great, guys. One, two, three. You've been watching my videos, you know that I have these taps on my phone set up so that I can triple tap the phone and invert it. There we go. And it just inverted, so I was looking at everything in negative, even though everything you saw was probably still normal. All right. My hands are dry. The tray, miraculously, is almost dry, even though I only gave it that sort of one cursory dry earlier. If this were wet and I put a print in it before developing it, terrible things would happen. So we'll go get that wild dog, and I'll put him in here. You dog. So, lifting the table. Pull that print out. Hopefully it's good. You know, every time I make big prints like this, I just get like excited like a child. You know what I mean? Just like, look how freaking cool that's gonna be. Look at him. Ah, come on. That's too cool. All right. I'm gonna put another set of gloves on. When I need to go from wet hands to dry hands quickly, repeatedly, I'm just gonna use like a third of a box of gloves in a day. And that's just the way that it is. Otherwise, I'm carrying around a towel and I wipe my hands with it. Then I'm playing with chemistry and I wipe my hands with it again. Now I got chemistry on the towel. It's just the dumbest. So, take the top off my developer. Ready? 1, 2. Woo-wee. And we'll let this develop for a couple of minutes. It's funny, in all of these African images, anywhere there's continuous tone, you look at the sky and you go, oh no, there's all kinds of like crap in it. But a lot of the times it's actually just bugs. Like, you know, all the images of beautiful African wildlife you've ever seen are either covered in bugs or they've been removed. At least that's my experience. Granted, I don't deal with a lot of African wildlife. I'm only doing it like every so often. But most of the images I see involve an awful lot of flies. So with prints like this, you don't worry about it too much. God, that's gorgeous. And his face is just tack sharp. So yes, you know, a large part of the image is the butt of the animal, but just the fact that his face is like crazy sharp, and you can see that he's looking at here, and just I want to know what he's looking at, you know? Maybe it's just me, but I love images like this. They're a little different. Okay, I'll do a drip drain dry, and then I'll transfer to the clearing bath. And I really do just let it go until I can't stand it anymore, or until it goes from a stream to dribbles like that. And into the clearing bath. And this one's got a lot of highlight, so it's going to affect this clearing bath quite a bit. It's going to go pretty orange pretty fast. See if we can get you guys a good angle on that. There you go. I'm kind of aggressive with the start of agitation on these, just so that I know I get chemistry all around the print in every area, and then I can kind of leave it while we start coding the next print and whatever else. So I'll start my timer for 15 more minutes, which is this clearing bath. Even out my tray a little. Move him over there. Move this over here. Then we'll do this. And this. And this. These things are deceptively heavy, even with only a few liters of chemistry. Let's see my arms shaking. I always try to leave the dregs. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like some floaty iron, paper, whatever bits in there. So I always try and leave the dregs so that I can rinse out the tray and get rid of them so there's no particulate. This is just a cursory rinse because I'm going to be putting the same chemistry back in the same bin tray thing. And then a slightly more than cursory dry down. Luckily, with the ventilation fans on in here, it pulls some of the humidity out. Otherwise, these things would never dry on their own. All right. Love it. So, 2 down, 3 to go. And we've been going for 90 minutes. That's not terrible. Anybody want to tell me what we're doing next? More emulsion. I'll set you guys up here. Actually, I'll do it this way so I can see what's going on. Slightly more different angle. This is probably ill-advised, but that's okay. Oops. The camera work is really just astonishing in this episode. It's so high production value. Wow. I'm going to have to abandon this angle. I can feel it. Oh, there you go. That'll stay. I'm a happy camper. All right. Rinse and repeat. 10 and 2 for ferric oxalate. I've still got a smidge left over from the last two. Whee! 10. And then 2's harder to see. Here's 2. Now, same thing with the expensive one. Whoop, don't drop it. God. 10. And 2. Crushing it. All right. Got our emulsion. Put the table down. Kind of gotta like yank on the downside. It's a little silly. I like this angle for you guys. I don't know what you think, but I think it works. And then a new sheet of paper. Check it down, check it down, down, check it down, down. Just vibing with these sweet musics. All right. This is a lone lioness on a road. And since we've been doing so good with marking these corners, I'm just going to keep doing it. Here, lovely. Scooch this negative out of the way. Got the emulsion. I'm going to get this brush just a tiny bit more wet because it's been sitting for a little while. Just kind of splash a little bit of water on the old brush. Agitate the clearing back while I'm in here. And we coat. Let's see, I'm going to wipe off my little mug here real quick. It's got a lot of drips and drops on it. Okay. You guys ready? Me too, totally. Oh, God. Oh, dear. I kind of like to spread out this first one a fair bit because I usually end up with a lot of emulsion to start with. Just really let it go all the way across. And we'll do another one here. noise is the camera against the edge of the gator. There we go. Nice and even. Just missing the borders now, basically. Doing great. Come back over here for this. This bottom corner is always, today is kind of like my little nemesis here. Having to come back for both corners on this side. And overcoat kind of drastically to pull it off. Which, it doesn't hurt anybody. That looks pretty good. I'm into it. Sweet. Love it. See? Glossy. Where's the glossy? And then as it dries, it will be less glossy. You know what I mean? Someday I'll do a time lapse showing how that changes, but not today. Unless you guys really want to sit there and watch paper dry. Because that's something we could do. It's possible. Okay, so I got a print in the clearing bath, a print in the wash, and a print that is about to happen. And I'm back in the chat. Let's see what's going on. What are you guys talking about? You been talking without me? Good. Yeah, tiny prints, Victor, is super cool. There's a guy who did a whole book of 2¼ inch square prints from his medium format negatives. I always forget the name of it, and Taylor's gonna be mad at me, but it's super cool. See if you can find. I think they're mostly alt process like platinum or cyanotype or salt prints or something. But if you do enough googling around, you can do that. Like the Magnum book too, the contact sheet one. I really want one of those books, but I don't have one. Those are super cool. I did a contact sheet platinum once. Like took a sheet of just 35mm film from a buddy of mine and contacted it to platinum, and there were pictures. I'm not sure if they were really that good. Like it wasn't high contrast enough, I don't think. But let's see. I'm not going to try to say your name, dude. I'm sorry. Somebody's asking if I'm getting damaged corners on the prints if I agitate too vigorously, and I don't. One, it's a 310 GSM paper, so it's really thick. And two, most of the debauchery that I subject these prints to while they're wet doesn't really affect them after they dry. Like once they dry and I flatten them, doesn't matter. You can do pretty much anything you want to these. Plus, there's a fair amount of liquid in that tray, and so it helps buffer the movement. When we go back in there to agitate in a couple of minutes, you'll see. Like we'll do an agitation station, whatever. It'll be great. All right. I'm going to go see if I can find a charger for this phone because it's starting to die, and I'm not going to give up yet. So I'll be right back. I'm going to take this out and just leave you guys here. So give me a minute. Perfect. Switching ears. There we go. Okay, sweet. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Are there any books or resources you recommend other than this channel or YouTube to learn about printing and specifically platinum palladium? Okay, so yes, there are books. There are books and books, and then there are books. Platinum books tend to be pretty dense. I've read several, and they're textbooks, right? Let me grab a couple. Oh, there's my timer. This is what happens. 5 minutes at a time, guys. The song of my people. Ha. So that is this print being done in its first bath. Now we have to transfer. And then we'll get back to platinum printing books. This one's horizontal. Yeah. Oh man, this is interesting. I'll see if I can talk about this one later, but there's a known flaw in some arch platine where it gets super funky. And this particular sheet has that just on the edges, thank goodness. You can't, let's see if you can see it on this camera. So, time to start my 15-minute timer. Okay, so check this out. This is really interesting. Right up there. This is what the paper should look like, and in some places, in some papers, it gets super funky. And I don't know what's going on, but it is a known thing that happens, and typically on the edges. Look at this. Look at this freaking image. I don't know if it's just me, but I love that one. That's cool. Super cool. Okay, anyway, platinum books. So the one that I read most recently that I really liked was not lighter fluid, which is for lubricating cameras. It was this fucking textbook. Platinotype, Making Platinum Palladium by Pradeep Mald and Mike Ware. This is the print out process, which I do not do, but it's really cool. The printout process means you don't need developer, which is awesome. Because it's less chemistry, less suffering. That's a great one. You have to be really calibrated for humidity and stuff. There are also several other Bibles for platinum printing. Dick Arendt's. This book is probably the most concise and the easiest to read. He does a great job. He's like a freaking master printer. The dude is a badass. And it's not a textbook. So Platinum and Palladium Printing by Dick Arendts. He's actually a Flagstaff local and just crushes it. He does absolutely beautiful work. He tends to be, as you might be able to tell, on the much warmer side, whereas the Platina type book talks a little bit more about neutral versus warm. Then, if you really want to hate yourself, there's these two books. Platinum and Palladium Photographs, which is the technical history, connoisseurship, and preservation thereof. It is like, oh, Jesus Christ. Watch me make a mess in here. Oh my God. This thing is ridiculous. This is like good bicep curls. Look at this. Platinum and Palladium Photographs, technical history, connoisseur. It's, I mean, there you go. Photographs, materials group. Anyway, this is a cool one. God, it's so big though. That's like an easy $100-something book. And then this is the Photo Bible. As far as I'm concerned, it's another giant tome. But this is all alt process, or most of the popular alt processes. So pretty much anything you can imagine that's alt process photography, it's in this bad boy. I mean, the two of those books together versus this tiny little one. But yes, there are lots of good platinum books out there. These, if I had to pick 4, that would be it. And if I had to pick 2 and I wasn't interested in printout, it would be the Bible and Dick's book. Yeah, those are all really good. Thanks for the question, Zach. I'm going to turn this around. Flip it. Hurry up. Spotify keeps wanting to switch to my AirPods. I'm like, no, don't do it. Options. Stand by while I deal with some settings here. Oh, you guys had phone audio that whole time. Great. It's almost as good as AirPods audio. Hopefully that's maybe better audio. I don't know. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna put all these books back on my shelf and like reorganize it because I knocked down all of my possessions. Damn coffee, get out of the way.
Okay.
That's my bookshelf, guys. Oh my shit. I don't even know what half of this crap is up here. Oh, I haven't even worked here that long. Oh my god. Okay. You guys remember these mugs? Lens mugs? And those were like all the rage back in like whatever, 08 or something. All right. Starting to clean up after myself here a little bit. It's probably almost time to check that print. Kudos to those of you who are still sticking around. So I'm just gonna, yeah, it's ready. Ready to roll. Should we try a different angle for this next one? First step is to take the last negative we use, which is sitting right here, scooch it over, out the way. Should we try this angle? Oh yeah, that's freaking cool, man. Yeah. All right, center everything. Make sure we feel good. Sweet. But of course, I can't close this while you're in here, so you gotta come out. All right. Then we double check. 5 minutes. Lovely. Excellent. Now we can go agitate this print in its clearing bath. Okay, so we were talking about agitation earlier. Let me flip this around so I can see what's going on. So when I kind of go for this, like the water will splash around, but it mostly will absorb. I don't have to touch it. It just pulls itself back to where it belongs. So even when I'm being aggressive, it's not really hurting the paper. And I've got a nice big border all the way around that is specifically for handling, right? That's the whole point. So we agitate, let him hang out, do his thing. God, that looks so freaking good. I can't get over that one. Even though Taylor doesn't like it. And then we've got 3.5 minutes to kill during that exposure. Oh, Lars is in the house. Says that Dick's book is available online in Google Books. That's awesome. Yeah, he's like the man. He's also the guy who got me into piezography, believe it or not. He, he's been printing platinum for 1,000 years, and he was like an oral surgeon or something. So he didn't have to do photography for a living. It was just his hobby. But he crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. And then when he got sick of making platinum prints all the time, because it's like a huge, like obviously time and money commitment, he switched to piezography, and it looks almost exactly the same, and it's like 1/10 of the cost. So that was like a huge thing. And he invited me over, and I got to go see what his studio looked like, and he showed me the ropes when I was first getting into piezography. There's a French way to say that word that makes it sound real cool, but I can't do French pronunciation on anything, so I'm just going to go with piezography. Why not? Should get a fan in here. No? I had a guy on Instagram messages last night. He was asking me if I had any tips for making, like for doing the coats at like reasonably large sizes. And my tip was coat. Like there's no way to learn it, like, yeah, you got to get the right moisture in your brush, and the paper has to be the right humidity, and blah, 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 blah. And all that crap is in the books, right? They talk about you have to have humidity. Humidity is a big thing, especially in printout, but in develop out as well. Humidity is a huge deal. But the only way to learn it is to do it. Luckily, you don't have to learn how to coat platinum using platinum chemistry. If you do cyanotype, it's essentially the same thing. It's super similar, but it's like 1/100th of the cost, maybe less. Cyanotype chemistry is stupid cheap, and if you buy it in bulk, like I do, you can get like gallons, like a gallon of chemistry for like $75 or something from Bostic and Sullivan. Practice coating in cyanotype because all the principles are the same. Learn what makes a good coat. Learn about the humidity. Learn about how much moisture to have in your brush. Learn which papers work well. And then once you've got that figured out, you move into platinum, which is ridiculously expensive. It's funny. I watch the futures market, not because I'm speculating, but because I want to know what the price of platinum and palladium are doing at any given time. And the price of palladium will go up, and then the price of the chemistry that I buy from my suppliers will go up, and then the price of palladium will go down, and then the price of the chemistry I buy from my suppliers stays the same. Once the price goes up, it's never going back down again. There's just, ugh. All right, 5-minute timer. There you go. Beautiful. Do, deep house. So we're going to check that our tray is dry, which it is. And then you guys are going to get the close-up view this time, just because I feel like switching it up. Oh God. Guys, I'm so bad at this. I can't even express to you how bad I am at working cameras. This whole video is like 20 minutes of me just like, hello? Come on, Gorillapod. You can do it. All right, sweet. I'll be right back. Lift up the table. Ha, hoo, ha, hoo. Okay. Let's see about this. Oh. Okay, through the door. Okay. Let's see if we can do this and make it good. Sweet. Oh yeah, that's good. That's a great angle. All right. You guys ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not half bad. Oh, look, there's a timer. I'm going to give myself another couple minutes on that one, just so that I have time. That timer was to move a print from the clearing bath to the wash, which we'll do, but we're going to give it a minute first. If you watch the borders, the black borders, that's kind of how you can gauge really how well your development's going. We're probably done at this point. But I'm going to let her sit here while I move this next print to the wash. Go invade the silver gelatin darkroom. There's the wash. So, pull these off. I'll be right back. Drip dry the clearing bath. Well, not drip dry, but drip drain, I guess. Since we get to continue using this until it's like a nice yellow color. You get to like a nice light yellow orange, and you're like, okay, it's time to switch up the clearing baths. Okay. Doing great, guys. Slot number 2 of 4. Oh, great. My hands are all wet. Now we can move that last print to its first bath. I'm going to switch you so that I can see. Something like that. God, wow, so level, such horizon. Don't mind me over here. I'm just dripping the developer out, you know, so that I can reuse it. I should have moved the camera on this side first. I think wide angle from like reasonably high up, like above my head, get a couple angles in each room. That would be really nice. And then aggressive agitation for the first little bit. Man, that looks good. Look at that. Damn. She's gorgeous. Oh. Come on. Like, you almost need like an angle up here. Wider angle than this, probably. And without the phone falling, ideally. Which I'm not going to be able to manage. You know, like that. That way you can see the whole room, and as I wander around, you just see all the stuff I do. But wider angle, of course. Oh, God. Shit's heavy. Love it. Little rinse. Then a little wipe. Sweet. Crushing it. Oh no! Oops. Okay. So we got, whatever, 13 or 15 minutes left on the clearing bath. Drying. A clearing bath that's waiting. Now we need to go coat the next sheet of paper. That was a good angle. I kind of like that. Just a little bit wider. Would have been perfect. So, you know, it's like from up here maybe somewhere. But I can't, there's no good way for me to get this angle with this shelf configured the way that it is. Because that's the way my life works. Yeah, there's just no. That's almost certainly going to fall, but we'll try it for now. 12, which is 10 and 2. Guys, we're making great time. I can't believe we're going as fast as we are. I'm a little astonished, honestly. Ten. When we have like workshop clients in, I tell people like on a really good day, I can get 2 of these prints done a day. And we've already got 3, so we're doing great. Whoa. Slow down, high speed. 10. 2. Dark liquid through a dark bottle. It's just so hard to see. There's 2. Okay, ready for our next sheet of paper. Okay. There's no way this doesn't fall. It's a view from behind. You don't need that anyway. We'll do this one from over here. All right. It's real smart of me to store most of these upside down. That's freaking genius. I don't know about genius, but smart. All right, so this I'm going to put over here. Give me one hot second. I'm going to mute you so I can go talk to Taylor for 10 seconds. Did you miss me? Okay, so we have our emulsion. We need to mark the corners, and then we can do a whole, thing. Oh man, this is another leopard. So incredible. A vertical for a change, mixing things up. Look at that. Of course you can't see. It's not your fault. I just don't know how to camera, guys. Okay, marking up those corners. Sweet. Move the negative back out of the way. Got the emulsion already, so we're frickin' ready to rock. You guys ready? Me too, totally. Let me clean off this sheet of paper real quick. There's just some a little bit of weirdness is all. Story of my life. And I'm going to wet this brush again. Man. Okay. Big brush. Big emulsion. Here we go. That was a much better starting corner than I've been doing today. That one's like flawless. Takes me a couple to get into my groove sometimes, you know? Sometimes that's life. Love it. Cruising. Start back here. Oh, love it. Man. This big brush is like real hard to learn, hard to use to start with, but once you get it, oh, so freaking even. I can't even. See what I did there? And then every spot that I set down the mug, you can see these terrible rings. Sweet. So we got about 5 minutes on that paper dry. Put that on the timer, which should coincide roughly with an image transfer back here. That one says we have 4 minutes left on that timer. So there she is. Little agitation station. And then a timer cruising. Love it. I like it. Love it. Man. Going over 2 hours. Crushing it. Just having a grand old print day. If I can cut this video down to like an hour, that would be insane. That'd be great. Victor in the chat likes the shot of the cat in the road. Me too, dude. She's pretty. It's so that wild dog is like you're in the moment, you're in Africa, you're like part of the experience. This is a little bit more of a separation thing for me, the cat in the road, because it's like it's a road that people made, the cat's hanging out in her environment, but we're also in her environment. It gives you much more context to what happened. Like we're on safari. The only thing it's missing is like, you know, the front wheels of the Jeep or whatever. But it's cool. I like to. Took a lot of work to get that one where it is. That one was a sufferfest. There are very few things that I would watch for 2 hours, unless I was at work. I do that a lot, actually, at work. I'll put on like a podcast or a show or a stream or whatever, and just let it happen in the background. So maybe that's what you guys are doing. The vaping part of the ASMR, yeah, probably. That's what I do when I'm just sitting around. You know, I don't do it at home. That would be, I would never, I would always, no. It just sits here at my desk. Sometimes you get a little puff puff. You know, why not? Can you guys hear the music that I have going? I'm just curious how demonetized I'm going to get. Not that I'm monetized at all. Sweet. Solano says, can't really hear the music. Perfect. Maybe that means YouTube's algorithm can't really hear the music, and that. That's funny. I should just get a DJ to come in and just like live, you know, do it live. The sound of our people, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have a microphone in this room for the ASMR version, and we'll put it right here. Terrible, terrible badness. All right, print transfer. Isn't this riveting? Lovely. God, what a series. Oh well. All right, so we got her in here. Let's give her a nice good look. Hot damn. Just plain gorgeous. Oh, love it. That's not dry yet, even though it's been 5 minutes. There's no way. We'll give it another couple minutes. Sorry, gotta switch. There we go. I gotta like, every time I'm sitting at my desk, I try and plug in the phone so that I can keep it charged up so that it's whatever. Yeah. But if I have GoPros like up in the corner that are plugged into a power source, I won't have to worry about that. That's been the goal basically ever since I started this YouTube channel, is to be able to like do a live stream or at least record the experience from a bunch of different kind of top-down third-person angles so that, yeah, when you see it, it's, I don't know, less handheld and more like just what's going on. I think that would be interesting. But I'd have to go buy like a bunch more GoPros or phones or something, I think, to make that happen. Bloody empty. Put a little bit of water in here. Anybody have any platinum printing questions I can answer while we're killing time? There's a guy who does painting restoration called Baumgartner Restoration. It could be interesting to film the printing process. Baumgartner Restoration, huh? I'll check that out. Will you post that somewhere in the Discord, Zach? Otherwise, I'm going to forget about it. Ardent Media. Thanks for joining us, man. While we're just sitting here killing time, I'm curious to hear from you guys in the chat how you heard about me or about Hidden Light. Just dump that in the chat or whatever, or in a comment. Just like, how'd you hear about us? What led you to sitting here watching a 3-hour to 5-hour long video of me printing? Oh yeah, this guy's dry. We're ready to rage while you guys are typing your comments. Jesus. It's time to load this bad boy up. Put it in. Do it now. Yeah, Ted Forbes. Ted Forbes has featured us several times. I've been trying to get him back out here, but he's been too busy being fucking YouTube famous. I love Ted. We text all the time. Oh, God. But usually about, like, music, not necessarily about, like, photography. Like, when Ted and I are chatting, it's funny. Okay. Ooh, check this out. Cut it kind of close on 2 corners. That's kind of funny. Oh, that's a little close. Oh, geez. If I want to go to the other end, it's a little close again. So maybe not my best coat, but it's going to get it worked. Get it worked? What am I fucking saying? Guys, I've been doing this for too long. I'm losing my mind. It's gonna get it done. Alternatively, it's gonna work. Gonna get it worked. I liked that angle from under here, actually. That was pretty cool. Oh dear. There you go. Love it. Then, since it's been a little while, we'll all go under and check together. Oh my gracious. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's got to be great, guys. I have a timer going off that says check the paper. Okay, I did. Okay. Another 5 minutes. Love it. It's raining outside too. Usually when it rains here and I'm working, I'll just take a break. I'll stop everything and go sit outside in the rain or stand outside in the rain or be outside in the rain. But here I am printing with you instead. That's okay. It's fine. It's great. So everybody found me from Ted Forbes. Word. Love that. That sounds like an excuse for me to have Ted back out here and make some prints with him. Maybe we'll call him later. Oh, Ardent Media found me through Tyler Shields. Those are the only two people that I've done work for that have put out YouTube videos about it. So that's a pretty clear message that YouTube is how you guys are finding us. And specifically large, badass YouTube channels. Which makes sense. I mean, how else would you find us, Instagram's good for once you've found a thing, but it's not the best for discovering a thing. YouTube's where it's at. Strategic coding, so Victor says, just make sure to coat the prints for the best part of the images. Strategic coding, that's actually a thing. A lot of people will partial coat, and so that the image just sort of disappears into paper white and you can see the brush strokes. It's a cool effect. Yeah. It makes it hard to display them though. We did some cool ones for David Brookover. We did some circle coats where we made a giant Lazy Susan. It was a 48-inch Lazy Susan. And I just leaned over the prints with a rod and we coated them that way. It was really cool. But they're almost impossible to display. Tyler, Turkey, whatever. Ardent Media has a question. I have an answer. Is there any place you can find a drop chart that helps with figuring emulsion? No, but I'll give you one right now. For an 8x10, you want a total of, and then this depends on your comfort level too. So a total drop count for an 8x10 of 30 drops is a reasonable amount of overkill. So for platinum palladium, 50-50, that would be 15 ferric oxalate and then half and half platinum and palladium. And then, so that's 8x10, so that's 80 square inches is a total of 30 drops, and then you just build yourself a spreadsheet and scale it. Super easy. That's what I do for all of our stuff. Once you get real comfortable with coating, you can drop that to 20 drops for an 8x10, which happens to be, 10 drops is about a milliliter on average for these little droppers we have. So you end up with 2 milliliters for an 8x10 or something like that. Obviously, like, double check the numbers and test for yourself. I have my notes spreadsheet here. I'll show you. So this is the notes spreadsheet on my computer, and it shows the size of the print and what the image is and what my milliliter, these are all in milliliters because they're huge prints, but what my milliliter or drop counts of each chemical is, and then notes and timing. So do that for sure when you're making your own prints. Like, have a way, 5-minute timer, have a way to know all the notes and everything that you did for each thing and your ratios, and like, more notes is not going to hurt you. But I started my whole thing from, I was told 15 of each chemical, whatever. So like, I started when I was learning, I did pure palladium. So 15 ferric oxalate, 15 palladium. Total of 30 for an 8x10. And that gives you a lot of emulsion to really push around and work into the paper and deal with it. And then as you get comfortable, you can just drop those numbers down. So when I'm like really hurting for it and I need to like make an 8x10 and I have no chemistry left, I'll do it with like 8 of each and it will get you there. It's a dry coat and you have to like really be on your timing. 15 of each is really good. This is not on the Discord server. I don't have like a drop chart or a count chart or a spreadsheet or anything on the server. I could probably build one if you guys wanted to do that, and then I could just dump it somewhere in the printmaking section of the Discord. That would be easy. Okay. Before I move on to the next part of this, I gotta have a little bit more coffee. I'm dragging ass. I used to teach at NAU a little bit, like a class, which is the local university. And I was used to, by the time I finished teaching that course for the semester, talking for 2 hours plus. And it's been a while, and I'm not used to that anymore. And it's the afternoon, 3 to 4 o'clock is typically when my brain shuts off. So we're going to try to avoid that by consuming coffee. Woof. Ah. Okay. We'll bring you guys to the place where the print will go. Let's try a slightly different angle, because we can. Or I could make this taller and not be able to mess about it. How's that? I can see a wet spot. Just come in here with the old towel. You're a towel. Okay. I'll bring that picture in here. Now this one's going to be a little weird because it's vertical, and so is the one that we're doing next, for that matter. So it's going to be sideways for you guys, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You'll be fine. Oh, the song of my people. Give myself another couple minutes. I'm going to try and pour this developer straight over your heads. I've never done this shot before. So we'll just see. God damn. I do not do video good. Sorry, I'm such a nincompoop. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Cool. That's a little splash-tastic. But damn, that looks so cool. I'm sure the phone compensates for how the blacks darken over the course of a minute. as this thing, develops all the way. But watching this thing come to life, this might be my new favorite. Fuck off. That's so cool. Look at that. Come on. Looks like he's gonna eat me. I'm back. Did you miss me? We'll do the drippy drainy dries here. Now you got a good angle on it. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. Just hang out here until you're blue in the face, draining this developer. And then you turn around and put it in the clearing bath. Oh, that is a really pretty print. I can't get over that one. That's gorgeous. So I splashed the shit out of this foam when I did that development, so we're not going to do that one again. I'll rinse it off in a minute. And we're going to go straight from that into, sorry about the circles, taking this print into the wash. Rinse the developer off my hands. Good. You guys are going in the washroom. Grab a little towel here. Just wipe the developer off here. That was a great one. Try not to do that one again. Whoa. Just going to do the old drippy drainy dry here. Take our sweet time about it. Excellent. Hey, can any of you guys do me a favor? This will be amusing. And scroll back, scroll back in the timeline and figure out how long into the stream I put the first print in the wash. I didn't set a timer for that. It only needs to wash for an hour. That'd be cool. Just be like, oh yeah, you put it in the chat at 90 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever it was. And then I'll know that it's time for it to come out of the wash again. Okay, so we were talking about clearing bath earlier. You see how yellow this chemistry is? This is the last use this clearing bath will get, and then we'll have to make a new one, very obnoxiously. For the last, how many do we have left? 2 prints. So, not very efficient, but what do? It's fine. Why don't you guys go hang out up here for our next and second to last emulsion coat. 3, 4. Oh, it looks like I'm making 6 today. Cool. It's good to know that I'm paying attention. So, Put this bad boy back down. This one was right side up. Sweet. Wow, I've got actually a fair bit left over. So I may end up with a free print by the end of this. That would be freaking sweet. Ten. 2. 82 minutes. What a boss. So that print's ready to come out of the wash. We'll do that while this bad boy dries after the coat. Thank you for looking that up. That's awesome. Crushing it, guys. We are crushing it. Okay. To coating land. Do this angle. More or less. There's developer all over my phone still. It's hilarious. I'm gonna wet that brush down. Okay. We'll slow down high speed. Corners first. This is another gorgeous one. This is very different. This is a mother and a cub, both, I think, leopards. I'm really not good with sort of animals, guys. And like little baby cubs looking up at the mother. It's freaking adorable. It's funny how capturing these like incredibly innocent, relatable, beautiful moments, happens for some of these photographers, and then some of them just focus on like the lion covered in blood, because you see both. It's all about what you capture, what you're after, what you're trying to say. I guess I don't know. Move them over here. Almost done. Oh man. Wetting of the brush. Okay, brush is wetted. Ready to coat. Okay. Shit's intense, man. You can tell how hard I'm having to work to get a good coat by how much I'm talking while I'm coating. Like when I shut up, I'm actually trying. Love it. Clean up all my mess out here. Okay, so we got a lot to do actually while that dries. I forgot to put the developer back in its developer and then rinse out the tray, so I got to do that. And then we got to go take out that other print. Lots going on. I almost just did the phone just for grins. But it is my only phone, so I probably shouldn't do that. Sure, it would be funny though. Okay, getting there. I'm just losing it a little. Very rarely will I try to attempt 6 24-inch prints in a day. That's quite a lot, honestly. And I'll get most of the way into it, and then I'll start forgetting steps. At least I'm not getting distracted by, customers and stuff, people walking in. The rest of the crew is out managing the front of the shop, which is awesome. Okay, so now we have that drying. It's time to find a piece of cardboard for this print and a location to put it. Take start now. Down here while I do this. It'll be great. All right, first print out of the wash. It's a drip tray, dripping, drippity, drip experience for a minute. Basically, again, as long as I can stand it. And then on to something to dry. I'm using fresh cardboard for these. Just because there are so many, there's no way that I could, they gotta go somewhere. And then let's stick that one in the corner. Ask very nicely these 2 escapee prints to go back where they belong. Excellent. So, it's freaking dark in here. It's a dark room. But there's the first one we did. For those of you that have been sticking around, congratulations. The fruit of our efforts in a brutally dark room on a freaking cell phone. Okay, so that one's done all the way. Now we just have the rest of them to do.
No big deal, right? Oh, yeah. Got 3 minutes left on that one, and it's clearing bath. This one's drying. What I might do is do an early transfer of this print out of its clearing bath so that I can mix a new one. Let's do that. Love it. Yeah, that's pretty yellow. We gotta get rid of that. We don't need it. Excellent. And then let's do this angle again. This is a good one. Even though it takes me like 45 minutes to get the camera to stay here. You know? Stay. When that falls, you guys can laugh. How's that? Hot water is the key. That was probably the most important trick that Dick Arantz taught me when I was first getting into platinum, was a hot clearing bath. Because it helps you get the solids into solution, which is like the trick. It also helps buying the right chemistry. I tried to buy, because you can buy the chemicals for this stuff in bulk, like EDTA and sodium bisulfite, sodium sulfite, whatever. But when you buy them in bulk, it's different sometimes. The stuff you buy from Bostic and Sullivan is awesome and is really easy to get into solution, as I shall now demonstrate. The stuff you get like from bulk online websites, not so much. So I know it's boring, but we're making clearing bath. And I'm going to do it over there because that's where the things are. So, hey, there it is. I already did that. Add 15 minutes to the timer. Hot water. Give yourself like a liter to work with here. I'm only putting 6 liters in these massive trays, which is enough, but not by like a huge margin. Get my tablespoon. Beautiful. The ratio for these, for those of you who are curious, is 1 heaping tablespoon per liter of water of sodium sulfite and 2 heaping tablespoons per liter of water of EDTA. And the hottest water you can manage, shy of like boiling water. So I have this tankless water heater set to its maximum, which is 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Magical. A little hand rinse. Rock and roll. Okay, what did I say we were going to do? We did a transfer, we did a new clearing bath, we pulled a print from the wash. What's next? Hey, look, there's an image. Well, not an image. A paper that's been coated that's probably ready to have an image put on it. That's what I'd say. But I got to dry my hands before I can touch the emulsified paper. And of course, I don't have any towels in here. Okay, I got towels. If you get anything wet on this paper that's got an emulsion on it, before it gets developed, anywhere that there was wetness, there will be basically a hole in the image. So dry hands, dry surfaces, dry trays, all that. Gotta have it. Okay. Rock and roll. I'm gonna keep this one on me. Just do a little clippy poo. That's right on the edge, but I think it's gonna work. So we'll do a negative placement. Magical. I was gonna say I keep almost knocking down my 8x10 tripod, but then I just knocked the damn thing right over. Freaking amateur hour in here. Okay. Loving it. A little bit. 5 minutes. Ready, go. Booyah! Whew. I was feeling really behind there for a second, and I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm feeling like we're cruising. So we've got one print out of the wash already. Got a couple in the wash. We got one that's 10 minutes away from going in. We got one in the exposure unit, and one more that we have yet to start the coat for. It's only a 24-inch square. So it's possible I might be able to get away with that with the emulsion that I already have, which would be basically a free print for me, which would be awesome. Man, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you. I'm ready for a nap. Okay, I'm here, back in the chat. If anyone has any questions, now is a great time. We've got 3.5 minutes to kill while I chug some coffee. And if we're all just hanging out and I'm background noise to you, sweet, I love it. Obviously, I'm also accepting suggestions for future live experiences because I'm an amateur. Rank amateur. I know this is the most boring time, but this is real-time printmaking, man. Every once in a while, you just have 5 minutes to kill. Just like relax for a minute, have a seat for a minute, take a deep breath for a minute, and then we go right back into it. Am I doing platinum prints every day? No, definitely not. I typically end up doing one print run a week or less. I try to batch, right? Because I like efficiency. So I'll wait until I have prints and I'll be like, okay, Friday's the print day. That's when I'm doing it. I'm also going to make a video that day, whatever. Most of our printing is like that, actually. Tuesday and Wednesday are generally film development and processing / also my video days. And then Thursday, Friday are the days where I can typically deal with printing. So it's all over the place. But typically one run a week. If they're big prints like this, I only set myself a couple a day because they're big and they're hard. And if they're little prints, I can usually do a fair number in a day. But platinum's so expensive that we don't have a lot of people really getting after it. And I'd love to lower the prices on them, but with how much work and shenanigans and then the cost of chemistry, it's like, you know. So once in a while, I'll run like a 20% off promo when I've got too much chemistry sitting around that needs to get used. The emulsion does have a shelf life, so I buy those 100 milliliter bottles, and at some point, if I haven't used it all, it's time to use it. So, yeah. Yeah. Good question. Thank you. Thank you. 22 seconds. Jordan Foster has a question. Have you ever enlarged a negative without using digital? It can be done, but we don't have. So they used to make specialty films for duplication, right? You take a 35 millimeter film, put it in your enlarger, enlarge it to 8 by 10, and then make a contact print, all analog. And you used to be able to buy specifically made dupe film for that, and it was cheap and it was easy to get. I've had a harder time finding reliable dupe film. So you have to use like a sheet of FP4 or whatever, and that's really high speed film, so it's harder to dupe on. You want like a real slow speed duplication film. So in a nutshell, I've never done it. It is possible, but kind of difficult. You know? Because you have to take your negative, run it through an enlarger, dupe to 8 by 10, which creates a positive. Then you have to dupe that sheet back to a negative so that you can go make a palladium print from it. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Frickin' gross. Okay. We're going to pull that out and put it in the tray, and then we're going to develop it. ISO 3 should be fine, Jordan. Try it. If you really want to suffer for it, rock and roll, dude. Get after it. And then you can teach me how to do it. I think that would be fun. You know? Seems like a huge pain in the ass to me. If I can do this without... Oh, shit. Stay. Okay. Okay. Cute mother-daughter photo. At least that's how it reads to me. Yeah, see that? Oh, yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, Oh yeah. Give that bad boy a couple minutes to develop down. Gonna get right there. Heck yeah. Oh, it's good. This guy's just gorgeous. Love to see what it clears like when all these highlights get less yellow. You know what I mean? All the highlights in a platinum print are the emulsion, right, that hasn't been exposed, so they stay yellow until you clear it, which pulls out all the yellow, or most of it, and leaves you with just like a slightly warm off-white. So the actual print won't be as warm as this looks now. Put that into our fresh clearing bath. Love it. Gorgeous. Take our developer back. Tray rinse. Oh, we're going to be just in time to move that print into the wash. Excellent. And we're really cursory dry here in the 25 seconds that I have until that timer goes off. And then we'll move that print to the wash. Four, three, two, one. Good job. Oh, go on. I'm just going to set that timer in case I forget. I'm going to go take the cover off the wash. And these prints automatically want to come out of the wash on their own. Like you can see they're jumping out of the top of the washer there. Classic. So you have to kind of convince them to stay where they're told for a minute. Oh, yes. And the thing you guys aren't seeing is me just letting this thing, pull it out of the tray and let it drip so that I can keep some of the chemistry in the tray. Okay. Here we go. This is that crazy leopard in the tree. And then this one's ready to come out. So I'm going to leave those loose for a second and grab another cardboard. We'll move you guys right there. This is that wild dog. That's one of my favorites out of this series. Sweet. Look at that. Look at that. Cool. I'm into it. So we'll stick this guy over here temporarily. I'm only taking up Taylor's sinks temporarily. Speaking of Taylor, yeah, do it.
Okay, I just need to get like a full short check.
Oh, money, 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 money.
Nice kid.
I'll believe it.
Got 24 2 8 on it.
There should be sufficient cash. Should be sufficient cash in the safe. In the cash.
Oh, is that okay?
Yep, rock and roll. Million dealing, baby. Buying cameras. Okay, guys, we're almost there. It's been 203 minutes since I started this, and we have one print left to make. I'm ready for a nap. You know what I mean? You ever just ready for a nap sometimes? Let's see, we'll do a little bit of this. And a little bit of this. And let's see, that's a 24-inch square. That's going to be great. This is a kind of a drastic use of paper, so I'm going to mark my corners on this bad boy, and I'm going to go trim it out because I don't need all this paper for this tiny little image. Why is it such a tiny image on such a huge sheet of paper? Well, okay, the rest of this series is 24 by 36. This image is a square, which means it's 24 by 24. I can do a 36-inch square, but it costs a lot more. So, yeah, getting paper that's 36 inches requires a whole other level of suffering. So, we're just going to mark the old corners, and then I'm going to take this out front and trim it down real quick. So I'll be right back. I'm going to actually move you guys real quick, plug you in, and you can just hang out here and enjoy the beauty of my office while I go do that. That's fair, right? Right. Oh, shit. Make sure it's charging. Okay. Do we dare try and just rage with the emulsion that I have left over? Let's see. I'm gonna measure what's here. We'll see how much there is. I got 10. So keep in mind the other ones are 24 total. 16. No, 15. I've got 15 total. It might be possible for me to pull that off. Let's do the math. Okay. We have. Let's just do this. I'm gonna do this on a spreadsheet, so you won't be able to see it, but we'll be able to sit here and talk about it together. So we've got. I've been using a total of 24 milliliters for each one, and they have been 24 by 36, which is a number. .864, which is 864 square inches divided by 24 is 36 square inches per milliliter of finished emulsion. Square inches per milliliter. I have 15, and I'm gonna have 24 times 24. 576 divided by 15 is 38.4. Booyah, baby. We're going to pull this off. That was really fast and a little ghetto, but basically, I'm working with a very similar number of square inches per milliliter of chemistry, so I should be able to pull this off. That was what that exercise was. So now, hopefully, I get a free print. That's the idea here. I'm going to use the emulsion that's been accumulating as leftovers during the course of the day. And we're going to coat this little baby 25-inch square, which is like super adorable, with a freshly wetted brush. Let's see how it goes. Here we go. This could all go horribly wrong. And knowing my luck and the fact that I'm doing it live on the internet, it will go horribly wrong. Getting close, guys, getting close. It worked. I've got essentially nothing left over, and I got a reasonably switch even coat. Not bad. So we'll let that dry for 5 or however many minutes. We'll go check out what we've got in here in the old clearing bath. Somebody turned my timer off. How dare I? Little agitation station on these pretty kitties. Here, let me flip. There we go. Maybe that's not like a mother cub thing. Maybe it's just two adults. I don't know. Animals are animals. Still, check that out. Damn. Looking good. I'll give that like 5 more minutes. Can't hurt, might help. Cruising. Almost done. It's almost beer 30. You know? Oh, yeah. Oof. Yeah. That was a fun experiment. It's always good when you can do math live in front of an audience and it works. I know, disgusting habits. That's life. Eric Johnson tunes back in from all the way down in Sedona and says, do I filter the developer? Yes, I do filter it. So when I notice that I'm getting black spots in my prints, especially in continuous tone areas, or when I notice that there's a lot of like gross sludge, it's like an orange black particulate that accumulates, I'll filter it for sure. And the coffee filter thing it works, but it takes 1,000 years and it's whatever. I've honestly just been using like shop rags that we have sitting around, and I'll just filter the developer through that twice. It goes really fast, and it pulls out all the big chunks that make big black spots in your prints. So, yeah, I've been lucky today so far. I haven't had any big nastiness, so I can get away with not having to deal with that. But on like big print days, when I'm doing the 40 by 60s or 40 by 90s or whatever, you filter the whole thing first, and it's like a whole hour-long process to get your developer prepped, mixed, filtered again, and then ready. Yeah, but you have time because when you're doing huge prints, you got plenty of time. It takes those things forever. It takes them like half an hour to dry, so no big deal. Oh, I want to lean back in my chair. Is that too much to ask for? Oh, damn. Yeah. So for those of you who are just joining us, which I'm sure is no one because there's all of 12 of you in here, done a bunch of prints already. We got one left to do. It's on the table behind me. The emulsion is drying. We'll give it a couple of minutes. Make the last exposure, the last development, and then that'll basically be it. We're almost there. It's been 216 minutes. I can't believe my phone is still working, honestly. I figured this would like totally trash my battery, but so far so good. Just sitting here, jamming out to some deep house. Not half bad. Yeah. Okay. If anyone else has any questions about platinum printing, now's a great time because we're just sitting here killing time. If not, that's cool too. I'm down to just chill. I hope it gives you guys, this whole process has given you some like idea about what goes into all of this, you know? Seeing it done live. Do it live. Do you source from Bostic? Yes. Right now I buy almost all of my chemistry from Bostic and Sullivan. The paper I get from Legion Paper. Brushes I get from anywhere. What else is there? Trays and stuff you just get from B&H. Don't worry about it. I made my own UV exposure unit. We'll end up doing a video about how I did that and what it looks like and how it works at some point in the future. But they're stupid easy to make. Now you can just go buy frickin' grow lights from Home Depot or UV LEDs from whatever, eBay or Amazon, and they work fine. But those weren't a thing when I was building this unit, so it's a little more custom than that. But yeah, Bostic and Sullivan is great. Their prices, once they go up, like I was talking about earlier, the price goes up when the material price increases, and then the price for that chemistry never goes back down, no matter what, no matter what the actual source material costs. But I mean, I don't blame them. Like once people get used to paying $1,000 for 100 mil of chemistry, just keep it there. You know, make some money. Why not? I buy the back to school special for platinum palladium kits from Bostic and Sullivan. I also buy the Na2 stuff from them. You know, I just buy a little bit of everything. They're the ones who make the good stuff, so you buy it from them. I'm not sure which kit it is. The gallery that we have here in the building, which is called the Monochrome Gallery, we're open to the public whenever the building is open. So Monday to Friday, 9 to 4, Saturday, 10 to 3. It's full of big, beautiful prints. If you want me to give you a tour, make sure I'm here and just like shoot me an email and be like, hey, I'm coming in this day. I'll be like, sweet. Monochrome Gallery, I mean, the images we're working on today are going to be in Monochrome Gallery the first Friday of August through probably October, and then in November we'll do a show switch. But the most of the gallery for the next couple of months is going to be all African wildlife, and these 5, 6 prints that I'm making are going to be a big feature in it. So, yeah. Where's everybody from? I know where Eric Johnson's from, but let me know where you're from. Where you guys from? The Song of My People is playing. Whose images am I printing? These images are by. Hold on. These are by a photographer named Angela Bramson. She is out of New York. Sorry, hold on. My phone keeps, there we go, doing the thing that I told it to do that I don't want it to do. She's out of New York. She goes on safari occasionally and makes kick-ass images. So Angela Bramson, she's got 5 images in our gallery right now, and we're going to add 5 of these. So she'll be at least half the show, which should be fun. And that opens the first Friday in August. All right, so we got our timer going for that one. see my leveling action there? This sink is level. I mean, it's not level. It's designed to drain towards the drains which are in the back. So I'm just propping up that side of the tray a little. Real sneaky. Sweet. Thank you guys for telling me where you're from. That's cool. Keeps the chat moving. And it lets me know what the hell is going on. Texas, Ohio, LA, Redondo Beach. Whoa. Cool. Which would you guys rather watch? YouTube shorts or ridiculously long live ones like this? There's something about YouTube shorts that just rubs me the wrong way. I'm not like a short form content guy. But I love long form stuff like this. Put this on in the background. Put any podcast, long ass, anything on in the background and just let it hang. I'm super into that. That's why I figured we'd try this. See how it goes. I guess we could check that paper. Ooh. Switch. Yeah, I'd say that's ready. I'm pretty much there. So, this is like the classic African safari shot. Check this guy out. Big old male lion. He's gorgeous. So, get him centered. Open up the table. This will be our last exposure for the day, guys. And my last one for the week, too. It's bittersweet. Sweet. Just double check down here. Okay, 5 minutes. Here we come. Man, what a day. That's actually not bad. I'll have made 6 prints, or at least developed 6 prints in whatever, 230 minutes, however many hours that is. Oof. Been working on spreadsheets. Oh, brutal. It's good to have something going on in the background while you're working, though. I'm into that, too. I'm the same way. Just something to jam to, you know? Yeah. Lars says these long ones are good when he's working, but when you need, like, actual information, when you're searching for a thing, those are good. And we got plenty of those. It's good. It's good to have a little bit of variety. It's good to be able to, like, hang out with me and see, like, who I really am, maybe, you know, rather than, like, the tightly edited, or at least edited version that you end up with when Alex is making actually, like, clean edits of our videos. It's good to just hang out, see the space, see what it's like when I'm printing all day. Big shout out to Taylor again. Check this out. Taylor's out there running the shop. It's 4:15. We're closed, but we've got a couple of shop dogs hanging out and a couple of people dropping off film and maybe buying cameras hanging out. And he's just sticking around and being a homie. So thanks, Taylor. You rock. Love that. It's incredible. It's good to have good people. You know what I mean? Whoa. Don't drop the camera. Hi, 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 hi. Three minutes. left on the exposure. We'll develop this bad boy, get it in the clearing bath, and then we'll probably call it quits. That's my guess. So we got, whatever, 10 minutes-ish, less than that left. Been fun. I think it would be more fun for me if we either had static cameras that we could control and I could wander through, or if I had somebody following me around with a camera. Can you imagine being the guy that just like puts a camera on a gimbal and follows me around, like while I'm sitting here, just talking to the camera? You just stand there and hold it. That sounds like hell. That's what that sounds like. Minute and a half left. Then, of course, I got to run this print through the half-hour clearing baths, and then I got to sit here for an hour while it washes. So I'll be here for a while tonight. But that's boring. No reason for you guys to hang out while I do that. But it's good to see the last development, especially of like the iconic Africa shot, you know? That's always cool. Jamming out, deep house. $40. Victor, you should definitely come to Flagstaff. It's cool. It's really good in the summer, in July, through basically through autumn. And if you're into winter, it's good in winter. June is warm and dry. But like July, the monsoons move in, it gets really good. Really good. All right, here we go. Hope you guys are ready. It's the last development time. Let's see. Tray's dry. I like this angle. This top-down thing like works for me. So we'll do this. I'll pull the print out of the exposure unit. Oh, wow. So cool. All right, check this guy out. Make sure he's facing up towards you guys. The eyes on this one are going to be great. Let's see if I can do this. There you go. All right. 1, 2. Hell yeah. Look at his fur come in as it starts to develop. Damn. That's gorgeous. I love it. him go for another 30 seconds. Then we'll move him to the clearing bath, and I'll show you what he really looks like. It's hard to tell with this green developer sloshing all over the place, you know. Love that. Multitasking. Agitating a clearing bath while letting this guy drip. Why not? Okay, that's all I can stand to that. Yeah. Aggressive agitation. Dude, come on. Too cool. Let's check him out. Hello. Damn, look at those eyes. Fuck. Even the detail in his chinny chin hairs, like you probably can't tell on the YouTube badness. None of that is raw white. There's detail in all of it. And that's where platinum shines. Oh. Oh. Too good. Yeah. Love that. Well, all I have left now is the clearing of all these prints and the cleaning up of my giant mess, removing things from the wash and letting them dry. And I kind of figure that's the boring part since there's no more development to do. So we'll probably call that it for the day. Thank you people, you beautiful people, for joining me and hanging out while I made all these prints and for interacting with me and keeping me amused in the chat section. We'll do this again, maybe higher production value, maybe me just failing to use a camera like I have today. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. We'll publish this, probably cut down a little as a video on the channel so other people can watch it other than the 15 of you who saw this one. Whatever, it's all good, man. I'm just glad to be able to show things off. So anyway, thanks. See you next time. If I'm smart enough to turn this thing off. Here we go. Yeah, bye.